Hi, my name is Janie Coons. I am excited to discuss now the timeline of what happened in deaf history and ASL history. I will be starting in 1919 until 1972. So we're going to discuss events that happened during those years. So we're going to start in 1919 to 1946. Around that time, there was an entity called the League of Nations. And that was set up from just a variety of European countries and Asian countries, and they set up to discuss things that they could do. And then 1934, there was the Communications Act. So that's when phone companies, communication companies, realized that they needed to bring up services for deaf people also. And in 1945, the United Nations was established after World War II. So they were discussing politics and try to calm down thoughts about war. And various governments, they had to have interpreters because of different languages. So since around 1971, that's been happening. So in 1945 to 1949, there were the Nuremberg trials. Those, during those, they definitely had interpreters, so they needed to have interpreters to communicate. And then in 1964 was a workshop, an interpreting workshop for the deaf, about from June 14th to June 17th. That was on the Ball State University campus in Indiana. And that started interpreting for the deaf. Shortly after that, in 1965, California State University, Northridge, is known as CSUN. They established the first interpreting training program. And it's called an ITP. It's so exciting. And then shortly after that, in 1966, the National Technical Institute for the Deaf, NTID, they established an interpreter training program also. It was so exciting. And then later, during the year 1969, St. Paul Technical Vocational Institution and New York University set up community interpreting programs. Following that, in 1972, they established the first conference to analyze interpreting. So now I want to back up a little bit. In 1961 to 1980, that was the first ASL dictionaries were published, and they were printed, and then they were incorporated into mainstream classes. So now we're going to continue on discussing what happened after 1972. We'll see. Someone else is going to do that. Macy will finish from here.